I'm Jack Fink, political reporter at CBSN Dallas-Fort Worth. Today I spoke with Texas House Speaker Dennis Bonnen about the coronavirus and its impact here in Texas. Speaker Bonnen, thank you so much for joining us. I really wanted to ask you first about this reports yesterday, the president's own tweets about possibly moving the Republican National Convention out of North Carolina. And then the vice president yesterday, as you know, mentioned Texas, Georgia, and Florida as three states that could possibly hold the event itself instead. So what's your reaction to that?
Texas needs the economic boost. We'd be elated to have the Republican National Convention in Texas. I think it'd be great for our getting our economy boosted as we're coming out of stay-at-home orders. So I'd love it if the president and those in charge moved the Republican National Convention to Texas. We would welcome it.
Would you have any concerns as far as, spreading the virus? I know it's 3 months down the road, but at the same time, all the health experts say the virus isn't going away anytime soon.
No, it's a great point. The virus isn't going away anytime soon, but what we're proving here in Texas and in other places in the country is that we're learning through listening to the medical experts, heeding health guidelines, that we're learning how to live and work around the virus. The reality of it is we can't continue to shut our economy down due to a virus that we're learning how to manage around. If people social distance, if they wear face coverings, if we have good hygiene, wash our hands, we're showing that we can defeat the virus and continue to keep our economy on track.
Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins commented on Twitter on our story yesterday, and he said, please go someplace else. What's your reaction to that?
Well, that's been the county judge's view throughout, quite frankly. He's been very pessimistic and cautious. The reality of it is he's also been quite partisan in dealing with some of these issues when they become political. I see this as not simply a political issue. I see this as an issue of getting the Texas economy on track, getting the Texas economy going. And frankly, any large convention that can be done safely and brought into our state and wants to be here, we should be doing it if we can make it work. And I believe 3 months from now, we could make this work.
And what do you think, what do you see? You had mentioned, obviously, face masks, et cetera. But how would you socially distance? Would you recommend an extra large, stadium, something like that?
Yeah, you would need larger facilities to work in. I mean, we have large facilities in Texas. I imagine if Jerry Jones was floated the opportunity to use his facility up there for any event that would bring in a massive crowd and energize the economy, I think that he would probably have a level of interest, but someone would need to go ask him. But I think he has a facility that's probably available that would be quite large and quite available and able to make this work.
What is your assessment of how Texas has reopened the economy? Obviously, you're with the governor when he holds news conferences. What's your assessment of how it's going?
I think it's going well. We've got to be cautiously optimistic, though. And the caution, in my opinion, is not stopping social distancing. Don't stop wearing a face covering in public. Don't stop showing good hygiene, washing hands, doing those things. I think we're doing quite well, but we've got to continue to do this. The reality of it is, and you mentioned a minute ago, Jack, we're going to have to live and work around this virus for many, many months to come. And so we've just got to keep being smart about it. And what we're proving is that if we're smart, we're respectful and responsible of each other, we can keep our economy on track and continue to move forward and not have to go back to shutting down the economy because of the virus.
It seems that some people have decided not to wear their masks, and it seems like it's almost become a political commentary, if you will. Do you agree with that characterization? And what do you say to people who decide not to wear a mask?
I do agree with that characterization. I think it's a huge mistake people are making. I mean, the irony of it is I think those who are choosing to not wear a mask from a political perspective are completely hypocritical. They're the same people who are saying what I've been saying, which is get the economy open, get people back to work, let's do it. Well, this is how you do it. You know, you can't say I want the economy wide open and I want everyone to be able to do what they've always been able to do, but I refuse to take the precautions necessary that are simple and really don't create a problem for me personally to do that. What we're learning from the medical experts is that if you wear a face covering in public, we can just about do whatever we were doing previously if we wear those face coverings, we work on our social distancing, and we show hygiene. So you either want the economy back going again as it was, or you don't. And you don't get to have it both ways, in my opinion. The reality of it is we're living in a difficult time because of this virus. And so if you want the economy going again, make the minuscule sacrifice of wearing a mask so that you can show respect for those around you and, frankly, belief in your own idea that let's have this economy thriving again.
One of the things that the governor has said that he's still looking at is reopening theme parks. Six Flags is very popular up here. You have a number of popular parks across the state. When do you see that happening?
That'll happen when the medical experts tell us it's safe to do it. The governor puts these things out there, their conversations held. Until the medical experts sign off on the opportunity to open it and the proper guidance on how to open it, they won't be open. So the theme parks are certainly something that's being discussed. It's a desire to get them open. We want all businesses in Texas open, but until the medical experts tell us that the plan on opening them and the way to do it with safety to health, they won't be open. But the medical experts will tell us when it's safe and when they sign off. And nothing that we have done in opening Texas has not been done without a 100% approval of the medical experts.
How do you respond to conservatives who criticize the governor and the state for not reopening fast enough?
Well, I mean, you can always be critical at any difficult time. The reality of it is this: we could open every last bit of Texas right now, and 70% of Texans are still telling us until they feel safe, they're not going to go be part of the economy. And that's where we get back to this stupidity of refusing to wear a face covering in public. The reality of it is you're slowing down the opening of your economy because we can open it all up. We've opened most of it up. And the reality of it is until Texans feel safe, it doesn't matter if it's open or not. Texans will decide whether they want to get back in the economy. And they're proving now that they're only going where they feel safe. They're only going where they feel necessary. So the more people create an environment that people feel safe being a part of, people feel safe going into your business, people feel safe being in the community in public, that's when the economy opens. Frankly, it's not up to the governor. It's not up to elected officials. It's up to each one of us. Each one of us decides if we're going to follow these guidelines that show our friends and our neighbors that we have a good, healthy environment to be a part of. That's when the Texas economy will be fully open. Texans have to feel confident in what's going on out there. And the polling right now tells us that Texans aren't there, not because of anything the governor has or hasn't done. The governor doesn't control that. Each one of us control that. Each one of us has to do our part to show that we can live and work around this virus safely and productively. And that is by following the health guidelines of face covering, social distancing, hand washing. Those things will prove to our friends and neighbors that let's get back out and be a part of this economy. We each decide when it's time to get out, and we decide by our actions to show others that they can join us.
Are you satisfied with the level of testing in Texas? That has come under criticism, saying it's just not enough.
Well, you can always say it's not enough, but Texas is one of the top states in the nation for the number of tests performed. We're averaging over 25,000 tests a day. Our positivity rate on a 7-day average is below 5%. So we're doing quite well. Yes, we want to do more testing in Texas, but the truth of it is we've ramped our testing up significantly, and we are going to continue to do that. We're testing every nursing home, prison, and meatpacking facility in Texas so that we can stop the spikes in those communities. So yes, we want more testing in Texas, but we're doing quite a significant number these days.
Speaker Dennis Bonnen, thank you so much for your time today. Very much appreciate it.
Thank you, Jack. Appreciate your time and stay safe.